proceeded as we did.
Are you familiar with the Lassalle's principles?
I knew you were going to ask this, and I
sorry,
can't.
Mr. Ragg,
I
before
can't.
you move on.
I know this is about Tommy.
Indeed, you watched the Crown.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go on, remind me.
So, if you were to go to Her Majesty and request, as it is a request, not to advise, but request a dissolution of Parliament, could you give me 2 conditions under which Her Majesty would be justified in declining your request? You're
asking about something that is not going to happen, unless everybody's so crazy as to try and have a new. We are going to get on. No, there is no. I don't think the people of this country want to have an election, and I certainly don't.
Excuse me, Prime Minister, you said it's not going to happen unless what?
Well, I think that the history teaches us that the best way to have a period of stability and government and not to have early elections is to allow people with mandates to get on.
Unless what? Unless what?
That's what I'm saying. So the history teaches.
You said unless what?
So unless people ignore that very good principle that history teaches us that the best way to avoid pointless political disturbance is to allow a government that has a mandate to get on and deliver its mandate. And that's
unless what?
That is what we're going to do.
So
unless
I think what you're alluding to is...
Sorry, Mr. Ragg, just a minute. The Prime Minister said...
Unless people forget that.
What does that mean?
That means that, on the whole, I think that it's a good thing if governments which have a substantial mandate from the electorate and are doing an enormous amount of stuff, and when that country is facing a lot of pressure, particularly economic pressure, when there are serious international issues at stake, I think on the whole it is sensible not to get bogged down in discussion about electoral politics, but to allow the government of the country to continue.
Can I just remind you that when the Prime Minister Major seemed to be threatening a general election because he was having trouble with the Maastricht Bill, it did his no reputation any good at all.
Well, it's exactly the point I made.
There would never have been a general election.
Can I thank you for that excellent historical lesson? And it's exactly the point